He lied, he filmed, he cheated. The story of how I finally walked away. For a long time, I couldn't find the words to tell this story. Not because I didn't remember, but because every time I tried, it felt like reopening a wound that never fully healed. But today, I'm ready. I thought I loved him. Actually, no, I know I loved him. I gave him years of my life, my trust, and my body. I believed we were building something real, but slowly, quietly, he chipped away at me. Not with bruises, but with secrets, with silence, with things done in the dark that would only come to light when it was too late. It started with something I didn't even know would become a red flag. He had a porn addiction. Not the kind that people joke about, not just every guy watches it. This was different. It was obsessive, constant, hidden. He'd consume extreme content multiple times a day, sometimes even hours at a time. And all the while, he acted like it was normal. Even when I opened up about how it made me feel, how it affected our intimacy, how it made me feel disconnected and inadequate, he brushed it off. He'd say I was overthinking, that it wasn't a big deal, but I felt the distance. I felt him disappearing even while lying next to me. And then came the betrayal I still can't fully process. I found out by accident that he had secretly recorded us having sex without my consent. I still remember the way my stomach dropped when I saw it. I confronted him, thinking maybe, just maybe, there was an explanation. But instead of remorse, I got gaslighting. He denied it, said I was imagining things, that I must have misunderstood. And when I cried, begged for the truth, only. Then did he admit it, but the truth didn't stop there. The recordings, they were saved in a hidden photo vault app on his phone, the kind that disguises itself as a calculator. And inside that vault, were more videos of him cheating on me, footage of him having sex with married women while their husbands filmed. I felt sick, shaking, numb when I confronted him. He had the audacity to say the videos were old, that the dates were wrong because the clips were edited. But eventually, just like before, the lies crumbled. He admitted it. He did sleep with them while we were together. I wish I could say that was the final blow. But the truth kept bleeding out. There was this one girl he always kept a Snapchat streak with, from before we even met. He told me they were childhood friends, that it was nothing, and I tried to believe him. But something always felt off. Followed her on both her main and private Instagram. She was the only girl he followed. Turns out they weren't childhood friends at all. They had slept together before I ever came into the picture. And the streak? He kept it alive for years by deleting and re-downloading Snapchat just so I wouldn't see it. They even had a sleepover once. The whole time he lied to my face, but emotional betrayal wasn't enough for him. He had to make me feel small too. Every time I asked for a little more time together, a date night, a deep conversation, a moment to connect, I was met with sighs, rolled eyes, or that line I came to dread. You're too sensitive. He always had time for soccer, for his friends, for errands. But when it came to me, suddenly he was tired, busy, stressed. I once found out he lied about a job interview just so he could go out with friends. He actually made up a whole story, the role, the company, everything. I believed him until something in me said to check. I drove to the place he said it would be, and nothing was there. No office, no interview. When I confronted him, he admitted the whole thing was fake. He said he didn't want me to feel unimportant. But that's exactly how he made me feel, over and over again. And maybe the hardest part wasn't even the cheating. It was the emotional whiplash. The way his moods would swing wildly, without warning. One moment he was warm, the next he was cold. I was always guessing, always walking on eggshells. I'd ask if something was wrong, and he'd say, nothing. Over and over, nothing. But it wasn't nothing. It was everything. He left me second-guessing myself, doubting my instincts, questioning my worth. And that's the thing about emotional abuse. It doesn't leave bruises, but it breaks you from the inside out. It isolates you, makes you feel like maybe you are the problem, but I wasn't the problem. He was. And the day I finally walked away was the first time I started to remember who I was before him, before the lies, the tapes, the vault, the women, the manipulation. I left. And that was the beginning of my healing.